Let's give it up for Noah.
As he said, my name is Noah. I'm a rising junior at Brooklyn Technical High School, and for my project, I made a remote control robotic arm. So there are 4 joints on the arm, and each are controlled with one of these dials over here. This controls the base. This controls movement forwards and backwards. This controls movement up and down. And this controls the claw. My project uses an Arduino, which is essentially like the brain of the circuit. I can code it to take inputs from some specific components and output signals to others. In this circuit right here, this is responsible for controlling the arm. Each of these things right here are called potentiometers, which are variable resistors. And they can control the amount of voltage that returns back to the Arduino. And this is important because they all report values from 0 to 1023 based on that voltage. So what happens next, this whole thing is wireless, so it sends the values to this transceiver right here, this NRF transceiver. It's basically like Bluetooth except slightly different protocol. And that transmits the values over here to this one, which then sends them through this circuit. So this circuit is responsible for having the actual movements of the arms. In each of the joints I use servos, which are motors, but they're confined to a specific range of motion. And in this case, it's 0 to 180 degrees. So what I do with the potentiometer values, I map them onto a 0 to 180 scale, and then I write them on the servos, and that's how they get to the position. So at Bluestamp, I learned a lot about electrical engineering, I learned a lot about mechanical engineering, and I learned a lot about software engineering, because this project incorporates all of those fields. And also, one thing I really appreciate about Bluestamp is documenting my work. Documenting my work, I feel as if I became a better writer, especially when it comes to engineering, and it also helps me to understand my ideas more clearly. Right now, I'm working on a modification, which is a distance sensor right here. They're not eyes, they're distance sensors. Which I guess basically are eyes. Yeah. But, so how it would work, it would sense the distance between itself and an object, and based on that distance, it would either move forwards or backwards or open its claw. Also, I plan to add a chassis and wheels on it so it can move around. That's it, thank you. Nobody? Okay, there we
So
go.
what would the purpose of the sensor be when when it starts moving around and knows not to bump into things?
So this right here, like right now, I can use it to pick up objects. Like if I had a pencil right now, I could pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
So with the sensor, it would do that autonomously. Like I wouldn't have to control it; it would just do it by itself. Anyone else?
Did you encounter any major challenge when you were working on this project?
The biggest challenge with this was learning everything. I came in here, I didn't know what an Arduino was, I didn't know what potentiometers were. Basically everything you see on my project, I didn't know what it was. So my first milestone was to get one of the servos moving with the potentiometer, and not even with the Bluetooth. And I had to do a lot of research for that. And actually at one point, it started to short circuit, and there was like smoke everywhere. And it was not good. So I'd say the biggest challenge was learning everything.
Okay.
Awesome.